Right, good afternoon everyone. Today we're carrying on the Vz-235 build. We've got lots and lots to do, and it's mainly wiring, so I thought I'd just squeeze in an extra live stream to try and get some more of it done. There is some non-wiring stuff, I guess, like panels and stuff and firmware, but I feel like there's just loads of little bits still to do, so I thought I'd try and chug a bunch of it in now, and then we'll do the normal live stream tomorrow. So good afternoon, Jose, Lars, James, Sebastian, and Polymate3D. Hello, Paul. 3 years old now. Car. Time flies, eh? That can stay there. So, lots of things been happening. Hello, 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 hello. I've been preparing lots of things sort of off the live stream. Some different brackets and stuff and things. Can't remember exactly where we got to on the last episode. I just want to get on with it. There is lots and lots to do. So, Bigger Fish, welcome. Welcome to the PLA members group. I think I'm going to start doing a live stream just for members. I've been speaking to other streamers a little bit about what people do, and I'd like to try and increase that community sort of feel around Vector 3D with having more members and a bit of like sort of exclusive content. So I think we'll probably do it where I have like a member stream and then a month later it's public or something like that, maybe a week later, 2 weeks later. I don't know exactly how it'll work, but we'll try and do some member specific stuff to get you people that are supporting as members a little bit more extra benefit. Good afternoon, West, and Josh, and Matthew. Hello, 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 hello. So, I just turned it round. So I've modified this hoobly dooblies. So instead of having the big slab that we had before, I've created a independent mainboard holder, and that will go somewhere on here. And that's got normal clips, so we can clip it on and then unclip it as well, rather than just permanent fit. And then the external driver carrier is kind of separate. So the fans are now guarded behind these things here, so you can't accidentally stab your fingers in quite as easily. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could still do that, but hopefully that will be fine and not too much louder. Anyway, my design here, the fans are a little bit close to the capacitors, but there's a couple of millimeters. That'll do, right? There should be plenty of room from the screws, so shouldn't have any extra discharge. And the great thing about this is, as you can see from this angle, you can access all the screws down here. So you can install it, well, you can assemble it all like this, get it installed, and then add all your wires in afterwards. I did share prototypes of this on the Vector 3D Discord, so that's the thing. And yeah, those just clip on nicely. And then we can just plug these back into here as and when we need to. There's no real rush for those. What else have we got? We need to do wiring. So I've started a couple of the wiring sets for these motors. I've done quite a few. God, I'm good, aren't I? So I've added these dooblies on the end like this, and these will assemble into these. So I've not labeled them, so I can't remember which one goes in where, but those need to go into there. We also need to do power to these, so maybe that's something I can do pretty soonish. It is mostly fails. I would like these to just be JST XH connectors. That would be preferable for me. Are you sure that's enough cooling? Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it? Having 4 fans, but they've each got a connector, so maybe you can adjust the fan directly for that heatsink. It's definitely more than enough, I would think. Does your board take heat sets? Oh, yes. So I've designed this and this around using heat set inserts. I really don't like the screwing into plastic. It's fine as like a general method, especially for doing like quick prototypes and stuff like that. But for me, turning loads and loads of times makes my wrist and stuff ache because of that high torque, just RSI kind of stuff. So I prefer using heat sets basically wherever I can. I've tried to reduce the number, so I've only done diagonal screws for each one. So it's 2 screws for the drivers and 2 screws for the fans. I've put heat set places for all 4 positions for the drivers. If you wanted to just fill all of them, you can. For the fans, I've actually only put 2 holes in. I could probably have put 4, but I think 2 is plenty for these tiny fans. Right. So the first thing I'm going to put in, I think, is this. So this we looked at briefly last week. This is my modified version of this filter thing that uses activated carbon from Nevermore filters. And then you put your fans on there, and it's an extraction fan that runs at the end of the print. So that goes on there. Cover on the front, bish bash bosh. So that's going to go on there. Sorry if it feels like I'm rushing. I feel like I have loads to do and not many more opportunities to do it in a timely fashion. So let's see. Oh, that'll have to do. So I'm using M3x40 screws. They are a little bit long technically, but they only just go further into the carbon, the activated carbon stuff. So bit of extra length, not really a problem in this circumstance. So I've also modified this design. Originally it used M4 screws, because the fans are actually designed to use M4 screws, but M3 is going to be plenty strong enough and robust enough. And I have loads of heatset inserts for that size, so I think just generally it's going to be fine. Again, 8 screws probably overkill, but too many better than too few. The way this was designed, unfortunately the whole stack kind of has to be assembled in one go. At some point, if I find the opportunity, or if somebody else wants a potential upgrade idea, it would be ideal if you don't have to access the inside of the printer, like I'm doing now, in order to remove that carbon filter. So with all your panels on, you can just take the filter off the back and refresh it and put a new part on. It's really nice to have some different people viewing. Not that there's anything wrong with the normal people, but I like to, it's nice that we give other people an opportunity at a time that suits them. So welcome to the people that don't normally get a chance to watch. That's that on. So that's going to have 2 fans going into the control board somehow. Now, while I was doing that, I was thinking about the motor wires, and we can install those now, I think. So we need to make sure we get the right motor. Yeah, you normal people. Oh, I just get bored of you. I'm joking. Share the love. So this motor at the front here is X1 or X0, and then X1 is the one opposite it. So those are the two top stepper drivers, I believe. So I'm looking for the wires that match those, and they should go up here. Now, I think I took a picture of the wiring order so I can get them in the right order. I did put one in just to check. Blue, green, red, black. Blue, green, red, black. Blue, green, red, black. Blue, green, red, black. Oh. No, nothing normal about you lot. Nothing at all. Blue, green, red, black. Blue, green. Red. Come on. Right, so that's that one. And then we need to do the one from this corner. That's that one, that's here, that's here, that's here, 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 that's this one. So again, Adrian, welcome. And welcome to the PLA members group. Right, so now I presume it's the front one on this side. Be the other one of these. Again, blue, then green, then red, then black. So unfortunately, I can't really get you a great angle to actually see exactly what I'm doing. Just because, you know, I suppose I could try doing it. Oh, why didn't I do that before? Oh dear. Made it detachable, forgot to detach it at the most important and useful time. Seems really dark in here today. Blue, green, then red. And black. Hello, hello, hello. More people joining. Good to see you all. Come and join in the general chat and wiring stream. Now, my wire lengths are not going to be ideal here. I'm going to use a couple of these. Yeah, I kind of, because this is the first time I've wired them all up, but I wanted to try and get the connectors on just to try and, you know, save some time. Because I know people use my streams as like a bit of a build guide as they're going. So I don't want to skip too much off stream. But things like connectors, I think most people are pretty okay with now. Yeah, there's a lot of gubbins to wire in an external driver, isn't there? Come on. Sometimes getting the backing tape off this tape is really not that easy. I think I've bent these a little bit somehow. To know, before they were really good at gripping this tape, but recently they've been less effective. Get that one in about there. Squeeze that over. And then we'll have somewhere to put those in. Let's just set this out quickly. Get that wire up behind here. Oop. just try and manage these wires a little bit. It's definitely not beautiful, but it is functional. I do have to still do the power ones. I'm not sure quite what wires to use for these. Maybe we'll use these that came with it. The red and blue. Red and blue just makes no sense to me. I'm not confused by the concept of red and blue, but red and black is the logical choice. We've got this skinny wire, which would probably be enough. I don't know how much power they really use. But this stuff probably will work a bit better, given we've got Wagos and screw terminals. They tend to work a little bit better with slightly thicker wiring. So let's make some wires. Is anybody else progressing through their VzBot builds at the moment? I know Rec has made very good progress on theirs. Those are a bit too small. Need my crimping things. Kind of wanted a bit more wire than that. What I've been doing with these ferrules recently, I'm not sure if it's the correct thing to do, but I'd like to get it so the wire actually sticks kind of out the end and cut off the tip when it's done. That way you know the whole thing is filled. With wire. Oh, I don't know which way around these go. Oh, poopsicles. Hello, Maker Viking. I'm just quickly having a look on the page, the web page for these. Aha, the VCC is the furthest one from the motor connections. So this will be ground first. And then voltage. That'll go down there. That's the longest, so I'll cut that off here. That's one. How's the build going? It's been going reasonably well. I'd say of all the bits, the electronics has been the least smooth. But that's partly some like missing screws and stuff like that. But it's probably the least well thought out part of the build, I'd say, so far that I've seen. But also I can be quite fussy, so that's also a factor, I think. Oh, I forgot to mention, anyone doing wiring on DIN rails, I now have a bunch of specialist DIN rail terminals at pretty reasonable pricing, if I do say so myself, on the shop. So if you're making a printer and want to wire stuff up, I would highly recommend those. I didn't have them at the time, which is why my build here is using Wagos. But yeah, that option I'd say is your better bet. It's going to go here, it's going to go here. Thank you, Stefan. That's very much appreciated. This is the thing that can be annoying about ferrules. As you push them on, it disturbs the wire. Maybe that means my ferrules are a bit too small. I'm not sure. Maybe they'd benefit from one a size up. That's going to go there and then down here. That'll be okay. And then one more. Better than ferrules too. Better than the ferrules too large, you end up with sharp misshapen crimp. Well, I think, yeah, if your ferrule's too large, the wire is almost certainly going to slip out. I'm not sure if really this is the best tool for ferrules. I mean, it's a tool designed for ferrules, but it's by no means a premium tool. I'm not sure it even has that higher crimping force. Thank you, Collie. I'm hoping so too. Obviously for a little while there won't be much in the way of videos, but hopefully after some recovery we'll be back to it. Right, so that's our power wires. Now we should be able to get these into the Wagos. We're going to have to shorten the positive side by some amount. Approximately this much. Oop, that's shot off. We'll be doing the Thursday one as well. Today is just an extra one because I'm just doing more wiring. So we'll have the normal one tomorrow. I just needed to get some extra done. You probably won't miss much if you miss this whole stream. Well, not much of the fun stuff anyway. Oh, I've done that one the wrong way around. Oh, you twit. Need to make another one of these. Hi Ben, thanks very much. Thank you for the support. Right, so we just need to make this one the same length as this. Except this time, when we shorten it, we want to shorten the positive side instead. Huh, no, that's not the right one. You are going into set number 2. This is the top one, that's going into set 1. This is such an awkward angle to work at. And then we've got the last one here. Cut down the positive side by this much. Pop. So we can't use that one or that one. Let's use this one here. Yeah, we can use this one. Quite a lot. Wagos are pretty expensive. I did buy a fair few at once, which helped reduce the overall price per unit, but yeah, Wagos are not cheap, unfortunately. I've seen some Wago competitors advertised recently, but I've not tried any of those yet. Right. We'll just scrap that. Let's try and get some of these extra cuttings out of the way. The interesting thing about a knockoff is that you start to have risk, don't you? Yeah, they do drop in price as you buy more. It is a bit of a weird price structure, but it is what it is. I can't remember where else we need 48 volts. Presumably here where it says drive power high. I believe drive power low. It's not really power, it's voltage. But anyway, that's going to be our 24 volts from here. So the plan actually is I've created a DIN rail mount for this controller. So that screws to that using M2 screws. I mean, the idea was to use self-tapping screws, but I didn't have any. So we're just using M2 screws. And it's M2 screws into this as well. The other ones, I've put heatset inserts on this clip. And then it's all M3s, and that's nice and easy to then have the same screws for everything. So this is going to go up here, and I think this is actually going to tuck in between these two, which seems a little bit weird because it means you have all these wires jumping over the top. But I think it's the best place for it. Here, you just got so many wires here, it's not great, and it can't stretch over this side. So it's going right slap bang in the middle. And it works about reasonably with that wire length at that point. So, yes. Now, I've already joined these to here. There's nothing special, just some self-tapping screws. So let's get this joined. I'm not sure if we'll need to take this off later to fit the other parts, like the tube. But until then, we shall mount it so that it's ticked off the list. I'm going to go do this from the other side. I know you can't see. It's not very exciting. It's this. So this just fits. Some screws up here. I prefer a kind of more rigid mount, or maybe a slightly different way of doing it, because the tube then has to go over here to go in. It feels like it would be best if the tube just went from here, so this was mounted 90 degrees, and then the intake was next to it or something. But this is what we have. I think it's fine. It fits nicely. Jumping around a little bit. Does anybody know if this is 24 or 48 volts? So we need some blues here. Let's do this. I'm jumping around a bit today. Today's a jumping day of back and forth, just whatever pops into my head is the next thing. We're going back to 48 volt wiring. I believe, so I've put a 5 and a 3 here. I believe I'm going to need these extra 3 for something, at least something for this. So I'm going to put it into here and then we'll pipe it over here. Maybe we could go straight from the thing, straight from the power supply. That would save me some Wagos. I don't know what else needs 48 volts. Is there anybody here that can tell me what else needs 48 volts? Anybody else built one? So I don't have like a full complete wiring diagram, so I have to go off memory or checking labels and stuff. Looking for my blue terminals. They'll be in the terminals drawer. The step 6 themselves don't get 48 volts. Oh, I thought on the official thing I remember them showing 48 volts. So I don't actually need this then. I've got all the 48 volts covered. Maybe. Maybe I'll leave this for now. You're saying I don't need to add this? Because the fact that it's labeled makes me feel like I do need it. You know what? I can stop putting these on anyway because I'm going to need to wire that stuff. Got the low voltage wiring to do. Drive power low. The drive power low sounds like it's low power, but it's not low power. It's just low voltage, which I mean, I understand the label, but it is a little bit confused. These external drivers are messy. Oh, these, yeah, these small step sticks, these two here, these two are 24 volts. But you have two drive voltage options down here. You have a high power, which can be for these ones, and you have low power, which is for these ones. Now, I don't know exactly how the wiring of this goes to this, deals with all that. I haven't a clue. So, I mean, to say I haven't a clue, maybe that's an exaggeration. I can make guesses, but I not reviewed all the documentation to know exactly. Looking great so far? I thought so too. So bed out. This is for our SSR, so we can wire this in. Maybe I'll get these plugged in, gets them out of the way. So do we put, I guess we we still have to wire 24 volts to both of them. We can't just ignore. We don't leave it empty. We just don't have to use 24 volts. 48 rather. So here we've got to check. This is plus and minus. Can we use these? These work. So let's just make sure we're wiring the correct parts to the correct places. It's going to go down there, across here to here. So maybe a little bit off the end of there. Okay, here it is. That looks good. So then this one's just going to come over here, like so. That's going to be good. Okay. So we need to work out how this is going to wire up as well, because the standard way is to the pi. But I don't think it's going to, unless we go directly over the top, it's probably not going to reach my pi. Reminds me, we have to squeeze this over, fit the pi in this gap. We need more room. It's going to be extraordinarily tight fit. I don't think we have a USB cable that's physically that angled. This could be interesting. We got stepper motor cable here, so that's coming up to one of these. So somewhere in the region of that long. So this setup should reach either one. Where's my clippy thing? There it is. Clippy thing I normally only use for these short ones because The longer ones, you normally have lots of wiggle room. These are JST-XH, so we need those. Hopefully we can get these in here. Perfect. Something's wrong with that one. Oh. Right, the thing I don't know yet is quite how we want this wired up. Let's check this. What colour is that? Black, green, red, blue. Let's just do it the same as that. No. Oop. No, that's silly. So green and blue. Do they have a marking for A's and B's? No. Let's check the documentation quickly. Where are we going? GitHub, Mellow, Superfly 8, isn't it called? Super 8 Pro. Super 8. Hardware. Schematic. No. Pins. AABB. So as long as green and blue are next to each other. So same as these really. Why isn't it going in? Black. Red and green and blue. Righty-ho. If you haven't already, if you could hit that like button, that'd be great. So we can sort of reach, but it's a bit shit, isn't it, that? What I'm going to see if I can do is bring up the documentation. Give me a minute while I work this out. That should work. Just check you're not going to lose audio. No. Okay. So if we go here, hopefully that's fine. Don't think I'm showing anything problematic. So I think somewhere buried in here, electronics, Super 8, there was something about wiring. Here we go. This hoobly doobly. So we've got a black and red power wires going off somewhere over there. Motherboard. This is the external 5160s. You don't need to run 48 volts to the motherboard, lowering the risk of damage to the motherboard. So this is putting 24 volts to both drivers. Is there space for the pipe below the MCU? Ah, here you mean. Kind of. But this is the live, which is a bit close for the USB cable. I wish I'd not put these sticky things. These sticky things should have been here. I put them too close. I committed too much too soon. How can I lever them off, potentially? Give myself more wiggle room. What suitable levers have I got? I'm a bit worried it's going to pull the paint off, but... Nope. I'm good on that one. And we're good on this one too. We got lucky there. So need a bit more VHB tape. So what we want to do with these is put them right over here. Off the edge of the rail. Then we can get our rail installed here. Not much room to press it down now that I've got all my things attached. That gives that more room. That gives that more room. Gives this more room. Should give us space for the pie. There we go. Okay. We might still need to find a right angle USB connector, which I probably don't have. Did it come with a connector? It came with a USB cable, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. Now, where's the box that is? There's this and there's this. So yeah, see how much room that's taking just because it's not a right angle connector. I might give myself a reminder to buy a right angled USB. I had some notes somewhere. Let me just grab that so I don't forget. It would be great if I hadn't lost the notes, wouldn't it? Huh, that's weird. There we go. I was making myself like print lists and whatnot to try and make sure I don't miss things. Stuff I need to do. Buy or otherwise acquire a 90-degree USB. We also only need it to be really short. Where's it going? Here? No. Ah, I think. Just go here. Yes? And then this goes somewhere in here. Second screen. 24-volt side. Oh, let's do that while we're doing that. Goodness me, it's everywhere today, isn't it? So drive power side, we just need another one the same as we've just done here. It is a very long USB for a very short distance. I like that they've considered a one cable option, but I'm not sure I like the length of the cable or utilizing said option. How are people finding this head-mounted microphone, by the way? I've obviously been using it for a few streams now. I feel like I keep whacking it on my shoulder, but I don't know if that bothers you. If you can't hear it, then I think it's not a problem, even though it's a little bit irritating. I did listen back to one of my streams, or at least part of it. Obviously, I don't sit there listening to all my own live streams. Oh yeah, I'm going to need access here, aren't I? But it sounded better than what I had before, I think. Oh, I've put the wrong blooming connectors on. Yeah, twitting it. Do I want these for anything? No. Try again. Mic is good. Sounds fine. Excellent. Good to know. I shall keep using it then. So that's getting here. Have it in for time. An hour and 15 already. Even when I feel like I'm racing through it. There's still loads to do. Maybe it just feels like I'm going fast, but I'm actually at a snail's pace. What else do we have? Power for board / heat. Power for... These are all going to be 24 volts. Can we not just connect them all together? What's this image? I mean, this is this is not the kind of wiring that I like. It looks like they're all going over here, but it's very difficult to tell. Plus minus pairs of custom voltage top wire going minus. Supposed to be a wiring diagram. Where did you put said wiring diagram? So bed out, bed power minus. It looks like it is all going over here. It's just going to here as well as down here. Like it's connected to minus voltage here and minus voltage here. So it just gets a bit confusing of which what. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's enough space for me to do that, so that should be fine. Let's carry on with that. It's a bit weird having loads of connectors when you want to have the same thing on all of them, but it's the price you pay for having options, I guess. I know. In fact, I don't guess. I know. So that's the next one. Plus and a minus. Oh, we're going to need more because we've not done the other thing yet. What I think I'm going to do is take this off here. We don't need this. And slide that over there. Thank you. And then we got a couple of extra Wagos there. I think I made another 24-volt one. I did. Well done, past me. Good job. I don't know why this one doesn't fit as well. It's bizarre. Oh, I can see why, because of stuff jammed in the side. That should fit better now. Nope. The DIMM mountable ones, yeah, they should be linked in the description. I've used these on all my builds, though in the future I'll probably use the, especially for the mains, the DIN rail mounting stuff. It's a little bit more proper. Gonna need to run some more over here. Let's just check. Got those. Can those go? Yes, they'll be fine over there. red one we want about a bit shorter. Let's get the red bit in the top, ping, and the black bit in the bottom, ping. That's going in there. Oh, goodness sake. Oops, it isn't. It's not the best. It'll do. So we need now some more pluses and minuses from over here. Hello, Rick. How are we doing? I think literally like the last 3 streams of this has all just been wiring. It's going here, over here, to here, and down here. So let's cut it with extra length about here. Fish it through. We can. I suspect not. The zip ties are already reasonably tight. Oh no. I think we got it. Right. Probably worth doing a continuity check. I'm sure it'll be fine, but let's just check. That doesn't sound great. A bit there, they were... Maybe I was being silly. Don't do what I did in the weekend and blow an octopus by running 24 volts to 5 volts. Ah, yes, I will try not to. That's good sound advice there. I'm sure it'll be fine. Right. Second screen. So this was 24 volts, 48 volts. From there we can start distributing to 5160s. Yep. 5160s. Yup. Yuppity yuppity yup. Yuppity yup yup. Sipap. For powering, we plug the controllers directly into 24 volts. Black goes to negative, red goes to positive. For the large plug on the bottom left, we only need the grey wire. So the second from left. This wire gets plugged into port GPIO 26 on the Pi. Second from the bottom left pin on the Pi. You can do this by crimping. Don't do JSTXH. This is the same type of plug used on the motherboard, but don't use it because that's the wrong. Don't connect CPAP to the Pi, by the way. I didn't want to, but they're making me. They're telling me I do it. What's the better pin to use? What did you do, Rec? What's the better way? There's new wiring for CPAP to the Mellow board. Yes, maybe that's because I had a little bitch about it before. It's on GitHub. I never know where to find the right things for this printer. They have many ways. What GitHub? It's also in Discord. If you can Discord link me, that would be fantabby-tastic. Also shown, I don't have this wiring diagram you speak of. Oh no, I think I did see it. It was that one that's in like paint, wasn't it? Where did you post a link, Joe? I know you keep saying you posted a link, but where did you put that link? Cool. Stop using the GPIO on the Pi. Switch to this pin and gain 33% more power on the fan. So how do we wire it? It doesn't quite say. I found there's something that would be interesting. I found a pin on the Super 8 that is 5 volt and PWM on the plus pin. Not like the fan outputs where the PWM is on the negative pin. These won't work unless you use optocouplers to reverse the logic. But hey, this PF8 pin right here is one where we have one pin we have on the Super 8 on 5 volt PWM. And I was just too stupid to notice it before. It's even written on the diagram, which makes me feel even more stupid. I never realized this. Okay, so it's this one here, and I think it's just. Oh yeah, Joe, if you post a link in the chat, it'll just get blocked. I won't even see it. So it needs to go in Discord or something. So they're just suggesting, again, using the one grey wire. Oh, why is this joystick not coming out? Come on, you little... Oh my goodness, okay, right. So the first thing we're going to do is remove all the other connectors. Wise? Maybe not. But I'm doing it because I want it to look tidy. So these other wires can go somewhere safe for use later on if we ever feel like we need them. The green? No, the grey. It's grey. It's grey, 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 grey. This one here. And we're going to wire it into over here. Kind of want it down, over and back up kind of thing. So we're going to make a new wire that's going to go in here. You know what? I'm going to just chop this. Bop. Then that's going with that. And then there's still plenty of wire length to do something with that. Those are spare. Those go with that. And they can just go in the box and forget about them. Right. So let's get a wire which we can use. This random red one I found right here will do. So JSTXH. We want 2 of those, and we need a 3-pin connector. Oh no, where did my 6-pin connector go? I need this bit. So I need to put this in there. Oh yes, the enormous wiring diagram of stuff. We need to do our ground bridge to, so that should go in there. Maybe we'll send it up and over or behind the back. That might be easiest. No, let's go down. This is where our cable management is. Poking it down around here. Up over here. Somewhere over here to about here. This length. Something smells awful. I don't think it's me. I think it's something blown in the window. It smells so like old and rotten. So we've got this wire here. So the plus on mine is going to be the one furthest down. So that connector is going around that way, and that's going in here. Is it a bit long? Maybe. Doesn't look super tidy, that, does it? It's a bit. We're trying to go quick today. We can tidy up another time, although I probably won't. It's amazing how many little bits of wire just get chopped and dropped. Right. Both affiliate links point to a 235 kit. Huh. They shouldn't. One should point to a 330. At least it did before. Is anybody else getting them both point to 235? Left to driver 7. Huh. So that's very long. Both 235. Well, I've been a bit of a dum-dum there then, haven't I? I bet the links or something have changed or something strange. I can't believe I'd be that stupid. Or, don't know, maybe. Maybe I was. That's going over there. I think that's going to go up here. We really need that 90-degree USB cable. It's basically going to get dumped in the back of that. I need to sort that out afterwards because I'm going to get a different USB cable. That's one thing I am actually going to do. Right. The other thing is stepper drivers. So I need to work out or get information on which driver of the 2209s is meant to be the extruder and which one is the Z motor. Now, Shall I go have a quick look now? I can probably do it from this computer. Maybe. Don't know. This one should work. That should be the Mellow Vz all-wheel drive 330 kit. Excellent. Thank you very much for using my affiliate link. That's very much appreciated. What else do we need to do? We don't have that much longer today. Just a reminder, we will be doing live stream again tomorrow, he says with his face hanging off the bottom of the screen because his camera doesn't zoom out far enough. Yeah, this was a just a bonus live stream today. Right, we've got a bunch of hot end gubbins to get done. And some end stops as well, actually. Those are going to be important. Don't know if we want to do normally open or normally closed or how we're going to do those. We need to... Oh, there was some nice black and red wire I was going to use for those. Where did it go? Where did it go? Here it is. It's very, very thin, but I think it might be good for these. We also need to move this as... no, that's other side. So that can stay there. Do you see that really nice bed Wego I posted? I saw it. I don't know if I would want to use it. I generally haven't needed a bed Wego solution yet. Have you received any feedback on any tweaks they have made on the beta kit since it's released? Not stuff they've told me directly. I know Steve, you know Steve Builds, Voron Steve, Trident Steve. He has a kit, and so we're in discussion just so I can keep tabs on the changes that he's seeing in their kit. Does it not come with a thermal fuse? I thought there was already a thermal fuse built in. Right. Now we need to test normally open, normally closed. I always forget which pins do which. So that's going to be normally closed. That's normally open. What about these two? They never connect. So it's the middle one and the left one facing the text. Now, I need a soldering iron to do this, which is behind me. Thank you, 1 litre Peter. Bloody brilliant name, by the way. I think I've mentioned that before. It's got a very nice ring. Yes, so outside smells like cow manure for some reason. But there you go, that's just the way it is. Mad Shami gifted membership. Thank you very much. That's blooming fantastic. You go burn that solder. Do your thing. Thank you for dropping by. So let's get this on. I hate the wire for this thing. I wish I had a better silicone wire, but I don't, so that's what we have. So let's get a little bit of that off there, and a little bit of that off there. I think I want a bit of blue tack. It's going to be the easiest way to hold it. Or I could use my extra fancy arms. Oh, I lost the screw. Oh, please don't say I've lost one of the teeny tiny screws. That is not what I needed today. Oh, it's on the end of this. Going to get a bit of heat shrink as well, just to make it look like I'm trying. It'll just make it look a bit tidier. It's not really essential on this. It's definitely better, but since it's very low voltage, you're not going to get any like big voltage jumps across these terminals or anything weird. And all that would happen if you shorted them is you change the switch, so it's not exactly ultra critical in terms of electrical gubbins, but it'll hopefully look a bit better at the very least. If we have something which might fit. I have such a random assortment of... That looks like it could. Random bag of bits. Get those. It's important to slide them miles away from the connection you're soldering, otherwise they will just shrink onto the wire when you don't want them to. Okay. Oh, shoot. Told you I hate these wires. So it's the left is this one here. Why is it not? Okay. Heat guns here. Heat gun's been a bit annoying lately, so hopefully this is going to work okay. It's not really lighting properly. It lights very shortly and then immediately goes out, which is not very useful. So maybe not perfect, but I think good enough for me. Let's get it installed the right way up though. What soldering iron is it? It's one of those like pine seal version things. TS100 or something. Oh. One of my subscribers actually very kindly bought it for me. Ah, these screws, man, they do my head in. They're just so bad. They're made of like butter. Okey-dokey. So that should go up there. Then we have all this extra wire here to route them how we want. All the way down here, all the way through here. This zip tie I think is just going to have to come off and we'll just make a big mess. So that's going in there, that's going in there, that's going in there, that's going in there, and there, through here. So that's going around here. And then we're going up to here, along to here. There's my end stops over there. Pretty long. Hopefully this is long enough. Let's give it a bit of extra. Bosh. Push that through there. It's a bit coiled, this wire, so it's temperamental. Try and put it on the other side of those stepper motor wires, and that should keep it in check. Or is it normally closed? It might be backwards. These micro switches are normally closed. Micro switches can be both. I have just wired them normally open. And then they close when they contact. That's why they have 3 pins, these ones. A pair will never connect. One pair will be normally closed and the other pair will be normally open. That's what you saw me doing with the Proby Boy. We need to get that off of there. So again, label up, we'll just double check. Shall I narrate what I'm doing this time so you understand? So here you can see, can you? Hopefully. That end stop has 3 pins. 1, 2, 3. If I connect these two, yep. If I connect these two, nothing. If I press the switch, connects. So it's normally open, and now it's closed. Open, closed. If I connect these two, nothing happens. If you connect the outer two, there you go. Normally closed, press the switch, and it opens. Normally closed, open. Normally closed, open. Normally open, closed. Normally open, closed. There you go. So it's again the middle and left. End stop switches should be normally closed. So you're telling me normally closed is better than normally open. So the other one I've wired wrong. Amazing. I've never been too fussed about which is which, to be honest. So you're saying because then when if a wire breaks, then it's going to go switch triggered. I guess that makes sense. So maybe I'll take that one off or just bodge a different. Well, I'm glad I've been given both the correct and the incorrect information within a space of 5 minutes. This is why I should just never listen to chat. Because you all got half the information. Right. Come on. Why won't you desolder? Oh, that's one thing you shouldn't do as well. Don't blow your solder to cool it down. Okay. It's red wire. I think it was the same on the other one. It doesn't like to accept solder for some reason. We need some bits of heat shrink. Hello, Alexander. Hope you're doing well. So those two are now wired the same. Let's do it the cheats way. Not great for the ABS below it, but quick lick and it's all right. They are reasonably popular. People built their Vorons. Now people want the VzBots. It's time to get busy. Let's get VzBot. It's just completely stuck. How is it so stuck? My God. What's the colours going to be? The colours of what? The colours so far are black. It's the fastest purely because they're using extra motors. Bum, bum, ba, da, da. Oh, that song's stuck in my head now. Let's get physical. Oh dear. Why is it not? Right. I unfortunately think we're going to have to pause there and continue tomorrow. I have other things I have to do now. But I feel like we at least made some respectable amounts of progress today. And hopefully we can make more progress tomorrow too. but it is just wiring and wiring and wiring. If I do some more late tonight or tomorrow morning or something, then it might look a little bit different between now and then, but by and large, we should be continuing in basically this same messy desk state that we're in right now. So thank you everyone for joining. Thank you to my members for your continued support and to the new ones that joined today. As I said, I'll try and find, obviously going to be a little bit preoccupied over the next 4-6 weeks or so, but after that I'm going to try and start up a monthly